Joe Hyman back deep as the sun starts to poke through right at kickoff. Here we go from Wrigley. It'll be a touchback.
And give that Buckeye offense short fields.
4 wideouts on the opening play. Lausch going to tuck it and run. That is a big part of this game. 2 tight ends on the field right now. Lausch back to pass. Extra man coming. Heat coming. Down goes Lausch. 3rd and 13 for Northwestern. Run the draw play. Cam Porter's got a seam. Porter puts his head down out to the 35-yard line. On 1st and 10, trouble. They set up the screen. Acrobatic catch made by A.J. Henning. 2nd down and 8. Handoff again to Porter. Going over that left guard. Just to get away. Lausch to pass. Lausch across the middle. 1st down. He gets his man Bryce Kurtz. A couple of 3rd down pickups on this drive for Northwestern. Going towards Sheffield Avenue. Porter gets it, a hellacious hit and driven backwards. Tyleik Williams
trying to, at least. Not easy to hold.
Lausch to pass it over the middle. Catch made.
They're snapping that ball inside 5 seconds on the play clock every single play.
Handoff, Hyman. Left side, puts his head down and picks up 3. Clock keeps on ticking. 11th play of the drive, chewing up better than 6 minutes. Lausch to pass, pressure coming. Lausch is going to get rid of it. First incompletion of the game. Some confusion with the play clock. The referee winds that clock.
Look at the structure of the Buckeye defense right here. No safeties over top.
Lausch to pass again, flushed out. He's going to use his legs. Slipped one. Ball is out. Ohio State recovers, and they're going the other way.
80% completion in 4 of his last 5 games. He's operating this offense at such a high level.
Across the middle, first catch of the day goes to his running back, Quinshon Judkins.
Lost Josh Simmons in the Oregon game. You have to bump out Donovan Jackson to left tackle. And they get better and better every single week. Guys are going to have to step up. As we mentioned, this Ohio State wide receiver room is elite.
Oh, what a move by Judkins. He just shed that would-be tackler for no gain. Going to pass. Howard flushed out to the left, and he'll just throw it away. Hand it off on 2nd and 10.
Somehow they've been able to get everybody involved on a week-to-week basis. It's what makes them so challenging to stop.
3rd down and 6. Howard hits the slant route. Judkins back in on 3rd and short. Judkins gets it, makes a move, and picks up the 1st down.
And Evan Smith, he's going to be filling in for Theron Johnson at that cornerback position. A tough task to try to slow down these Buckeye wide receivers.
They're going to try and throw for it. Abuka.
It's a great start for Northwestern offensively, but then they made a mistake. Here, they got an opportunity defensively to get off the field.
Jeremiah Smith, his first catch, a stiff arm and gets out of bounds.
Right now, he's got one-on-one coverage with Josh Fussell, the redshirt freshman, down at the bottom of your screen.
3rd and 10. Howard looking that way. Smith is there! Touchdown, Buckeyes!
First day incomplete.
Thanks so much, Mike. Just that subtle movement. And nose of the football was in the hand, but the top of the football looked to have hit the turf.
That's a play you know, most guys, you talk about 50-50 balls. You know, for Jeremiah Smith, it's more like 80-20. That's a play he typically makes, but as we said, it's likely coming back here.
After review, the ball hit the ground. It's an incomplete pass.
Forces a punt. Joe McGuire going to try and pin him deep. Pooch kick. Fair catch called for and secured inside the 10-yard line. Northwestern has been great on opposing first drives. Grew up coming to games here. Gets it out quickly. Does Lausch to Kurtz for his 2nd catch.
Roster and team into something special.
Pressure coming. Kurtz. Back shoulder. Catch catch made. What a job by Kurtz to change his body to make that catch.
What a throw.
Progressed.
That was great location on that ball.
Hyman gets the carry, and Hyman pushes the pile forward for a couple.
They want to give that Ohio State offense fewer opportunities. That's going to keep this game close.
Lausch, deep ball to the corner.
First thing that touched did come down in bounds.
Going quick by design. Lausch escapes trouble, and he's going to run out of bounds. Stout Ohio State defense. Lausch, designed run.
Chicago's like a melting pot of Big Ten country.
3rd and 1 for Northwestern. Porter puts his head down and picks up the first down. 1st and 10 Northwestern. Lausch, deep ball, incomplete. 2nd down and 10. Porter in the backfield with Lausch. Pressure coming. Sawyer had a shot, got rid of it, incomplete. Taking that baseball mentality that Lausch has, an outstanding baseball prospect, was the #1 outfield prospect before signing with Northwestern to play football. Lausch across the middle. Kurtz is there.
They've done a good job of protecting Jack Lausch, giving him just enough time to work those routes downfield.
2nd drive into the red zone. Play action pass, it's tipped. It was going back the other way, and it was open too, but Calvin Johnson, it's like they may be pressure. 2nd down and 10 inside the red zone for a 2nd consecutive drive. Porter carries, spins inside the 10-yard line. Lausch gonna run. Lausch, touchdown Northwestern. Lausch having an outstanding game. Kick is up, kick is good. 7-0 Northwestern.
The perfect response too. He's such a tough guy. Fumbling on the first drive and leading his team on a nice scoring drive there.
Henderson gonna return it. Good coverage.
For Ryan Day, the key was bringing in Chip Kelly because they've been so good, yet they've fallen short down the stretch of these seasons. So having Chip call the plays frees him up to go spend time with the rest of the team and chase those small percentage points to help them win those games.
And it's perfect for a football game. Howard on the toss to Henderson, trying to get to the outside and tripped up.
They're milking the clock. There's not going to be very many opportunities for the Buckeyes today.
Howard to pass again. Pressure coming from the backside, got rid of it. Abuka with a first down and more for Ohio State. Extends the drive for Ohio State. Howard to pitch to the outside. Henderson gets to the outside and out of bounds.
They don't have a weakness.
Howard to pass, looking middle, it's incomplete.
Ohio State can feel they're not going to have many opportunities with how Northwestern's trying to control the clock.
Judkins gets the carry, shed 1 tackle, and then Howard to pass on 3rd and 3. Incomplete. Howard again to throw. Jeremiah Smith, first down, Buckeyes. Travion Henderson in the backfield on 1st down and 10 for Ohio State. Pressure coming. Henderson survives 1 hit and then brought down.
He didn't have much time to react there. Pate was on him right after he got the ball. Makes something out of nothing.
Pass by Howard. Secure catch. Jeremiah Smith stays in bounds, and now a pair of Wildcats drive him out.
We asked Chip Kelly why the offense is so good down here. He said the players just make plays.
Howard across the middle.
This is where you see the quarterback runs.
Talk about tight confines. Howard under center. Howard hands it off. Judkins barrels his way through. Touchdown, Buckeyes.
The black Northwestern jerseys, and Judkins easily gets in for the score.
Extra point is up and good into the back row of the bleachers. Cubs and the Bears for all the photos as we kick it away following the touchdown drive.
We'll talk about this after the play here, Jeff.
Lausch all kinds of time. Looking downfield, looking deep, and it is incomplete.
think the adjustment here for Jim Knowles is you don't need to bring pressure. You're Ohio State. Play a little bit more shell coverage and let the game come to you.
Good run across the 30-yard line by Lausch. 4 of 5 on third downs. Bad snap. And Northwestern jumps on it.
And everything had been going to plan. Northwestern was playing above themselves and making plays. And what you saw there was a critical mistake. And another one right here.
Bad snap. Renner gets it away. Was blocked. Was it in play? Not in play. Ohio State's going to be set up either way. First down and goal.
Game to a nightmare. Seriously, we're just opening this drive talking about how well Northwestern had executed their game plan. And
it's a safety. 2 points would have been better. Howard's going to carry it. Howard. Did he get in? Officials running in to try and mark it. And they're marking him just short, it would appear. Would have been a break for a safety for Northwestern.
Going shotgun here, Jeff.
Judkins up the gut, his second score of the game.
Of course, Donovan Jackson, we've mentioned him a few times. So dominant down in the trenches.
Joe Hyman back deep. Fair catch called for.
And they're going to have to make it work.
I think so much, Brooke. It's 50 steps upstairs if you want to get to the visiting clubhouse. So they'll use the batting tunnel just off of the dugout. Picked up 3 on first down. Lausch to pass, running out of time. Gets rid of it. Big third down for Northwestern, 3rd and 3. Lausch running out of time and gets rid of it. Better snap. Got the kick away. Abuka calls for the fair catch, and he's able to pull it in. Not a bad wind today. Blown out to left would be a good day to hit. Henderson gets the carry. Still driving those legs. Howard to throw. Howard across the middle. Catch! Hit the seam route perfectly to G. Scott. First down and 10, under 2 minutes to go. 2 timeouts for Ohio State. Howard back to pass. And he'll throw it away into foul territory. Let's go back to the
verted to tight end, and that's going to be a mismatch anytime Scott is matched up against the linebacker.
Henderson gets the carry up the middle.
As you saw by that statistic, Will Howard is extremely comfortable.
Henderson again sidestepping his way forward for a couple. Multiple 3,000-yard backs for Ohio State. Howard going to the pylon. Catch! Touchdown! Carnell Tate. Southside kid scores on the north side. Fielding puts it through and puts it on to Sheffield. Great story, comeback story for him. Coming back and playing in Chicago for the first time. Fair catch called for and secured. How about this extra point? So a lot of times in baseball season, talking about balls going out to Waveland, that's left field. This is Sheffield out in right field. And he kicks it through the uprights and over the stands and across the street against one of the rooftop buildings. I love that.
How about a free souvenir?
That's right. Northwestern, 27 seconds. Lausch runs, and he's close to the 30. Ball popped out, but they're going to say he was down.
You know, if you're David Braun, you run this clock out. You don't risk an incomplete pass.
False start. Offense number 87.
Handed off to Porter. Porter hit. But Ohio State flexing their muscles in this second quarter. Handed off. Porter's got it. And they're trying to rip the ball out smartly. No way to stop the clock. And that's going to take us to the end of the first half. Even the incompletion in the end zone to Jeremiah Smith, it was one revolution of the football away from being 28-7. Henderson, returnable. Trying the left side, a flag comes in.
During the return, holding receiving team number 13.
Judkins in the backfield on this first down and 10 from the 10. Judkins gets the carry and picks up 2 or 3. Ohio State dominant in the third quarter, outscoring their opponents 111-9 in the third quarter. That's the best in football.
And really that comes back to coaching, right? The ability to feel and observe, see what's going on in the game. You know, you go to halftime, you get a chance to zoom out and discuss as a staff what changes need to be made. That's how they've been able to be so dominant in the third quarter.
Gave him 3 yards on first down. Judkins gets it again, wrapped up by Devin Turner, the safety. Big third down coming up for Ohio State.
Oh, one thing we really haven't seen, Northwestern's done a great job of bottling up the Buckeye run game. That's the identity of Ohio State and Chip Kelly's offense. They want to run the ball, but there just hasn't been much space. So that's a credit to Northwestern's defense. They made things hard on Ohio State in the first half. The Buckeyes were just better.
Both scoring runs from Judkins came from 1 yard. 3rd and 5 as they put Abuka in motion. Howard across the middle, and Smith is there to make the catch, and Jeremiah Smith in open space down the sideline, still on his feet near the 15-yard line. Your third down wideout makes a play.
This guy is so good. He just continues to impress and raise the bar every single week. Once again on third down, it's no mystery where Will Howard is looking. That was a tight window, maybe not a smart throw, but Will Howard had enough juice to get it in there to Jeremiah Smith, and what makes him so special, we've seen the hands, we've seen the route running, but he's so dangerous with the ball in his hands, a true definition of a playmaker. See
him coming off the field there, limping a bit. He's at 100 yards receiving with just 4 catches. Into the red zone. Howard to pass again. Howard into the flat. Brandon Innes makes the catch.
How about Will Howard, though? I mean, he's put the ball into some tight windows today. Again, Northwestern, it's not like Ohio State's wide open. There's not been a ton of space, but Will Howard, pinpoint accuracy on almost all of his throws today, Jeff.
Fitting on a baseball field. He is commanding the strike zone.
That's right.
Hitting the edges. Here's your completion percentage leaders in college football. Saw Dylan Gabriel last week. Now Will Howard this week. 2nd and 1. Handoff. Instead, they pull it out. It's Tate again. Carnell Tate. Touchdown, Buckeyes.
Welcome home, Carnell Tate. Chicago kid. Thought he might have a big game today, right?
Eyelash away for Northwestern to make a play on a couple of different plays in that sequence. Fielding kicks it away. We saw Jeremiah Smith limping towards the sideline. What will Northwestern do offensively? Last couple of drives ending in punt tries. Porter carries. Porter hit, survives 1, and then brought down by Arvell Reese and company. Gosh, what a great shot inside Wrigley Field. Drone coverage has been on point all day.
A lot of red. The crowd was just given the OHIO. Ohio State claiming their territory here in Chicago.
Lausch. And it's incomplete. Knocked away by Sonny Styles, who was in coverage. Trying to get it into the tight end, Thomas Gordon.
How about Sonny Styles? Kind of the perfect example of the modern day linebacker. Came in as a safety, converted to linebacker, added some weight. Guy that is a super athlete at his position.
Columbus kid.
Pickerington kid, actually. Few Pickerington kids. Ty Hamilton, Sonny Styles, Jack Sawyer, my hometown.
I was just trying to set you up there.
There you go. I saw Jack Sawyer's parents pregame. Good to see them.
3rd down and 10. Set up the wide receiver screen. Henning has it. Henning through a seam. Going to be close. And they'll give him the first down. Needed 10, got 10 and an inch.
This is It was the perfect play call for the scheme Ohio State was running. You see the pressure there. You're bringing Caleb Downs and Cody Simon off the edge. Jack Lausch was able to get that bubble screen out to Henning, and that's what they did early in the game, right? They had the counter punch to whatever Ohio State was doing defensively. That's a good example of that right there. Ohio State bringing pressure. Northwestern saying, let's just get the ball out quick, out in space, and some good blocking on the edge there by the Wildcats.
Cam Porter, the running back, able to spring him free. Porter going to get the catch this time. Puts the brakes on and then pushed out of bounds by Styles. Had 8 catches 2 weeks ago, did Cam Porter against Purdue.
The running backs were heavily involved in the passing game there. 8 catches, 85 yards. Joseph Hyman had the game-winning touchdown on a wheel route. The receiver room for Northwestern has been beat up all year. Just talking to Zach Lujan, their play caller, said there's been a number of games when they've been without 4 of their top 5 wide receivers, so they've had to kind of rely on the running backs and the tight ends. Haven't called Bryce Kurt's name in a really long time. He had that hot start, but it's been quiet since.
Pressure coming. Porter gets it and then brought down. That is going to be a flag as 4 flags come in into Ohio State territory for a 3rd time. Goes Northwestern. They get it to the outside. That's Henning on the carry and a big hit by Cody Simon.
These outside zones, it's fun to watch Ohio State's defense because you get to see the speed and the athleticism at all 3 levels. Their defensive line is full of great athletes. Cody Simon's a linebacker. Saw Caleb Downs pursuing to the football too. Here it is in real time. Just look at the speed and the strain, and that's never fun to get sandwiched between Simon and Caleb Downs.
Second and 6. Lausch flushed and throws it out of bounds. Lausch took a late hit. Wants them to. They've got Indiana next week at home. If they win that ball game, it sets up a potential matchup with Oregon in the Big Ten championship game. Still got to get by Michigan too. Lausch on 3rd down. Lausch trying to get to the sideline, and he'll be pushed out of bounds. 4 down territory, one would think, as Sonny Styles ran him out.
Another example of the benefit of having Sonny Styles at linebacker there, because Jack Lausch is a great athlete. He's got a lot of speed, and he's on a number of linebackers. He's probably outrunning them, turning the corner and getting that 1st down, but not Sonny Styles.
Fourth down and 2. Been pretty good on 4th down conversions this year. It's a long 2. Lausch keeps. Lausch pushes forward. He was able to lunge through that tackle of Sonny Styles. 1st down Northwestern.
What I love about Jack Lausch is his toughness more than anything. Mentioned he's a Southside kid. This is cool experience for him. I know he's excited to get here at Wrigley and play, and they've been excited about his potential for a few years. David Braun describes him as an athlete, a competitor, loves his preparation, but he's still growing as a passer, learning those finer details of the quarterback position. He's made some really nice throws today, but that time did it with his legs.
1st and 10, pressure coming, got it out, incomplete. Flag comes in from the backside. Looking Gordon's way. Igbinosun was in on coverage and draws the flag.
Pass interference. Defense number 1. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic 1st down.
He's drawn a few of those over the course of the year, Jay.
Yeah, Igbinosun, he's aggressive, he's tough, and you love that, but it's almost aggressive and tough to a fault sometimes. And as you mentioned, that's kind of been the downside for Igbinosun, is at times his aggression has led to penalties, and penalties in the worst times too. I mean, 3rd down, and that gives Northwestern a 1st and 10.
Have the highs of highs and the lows of lows. Think about that interception in the end zone against Penn State. Time winding down in the 1st half. Lausch slips it to the outside. Porter makes the catch. Porter trying to make a man miss, and a sure tackle by Jordan Hancock.
James Laurinaitis hanging out behind Ryan Day.
Staying in great shape. Lausch to pass again, set up that wide out screen. It's Marshall Lang, the tight end, but there's Caleb Downs. Boy, he sniffed that one out.
Caleb Downs is the boogeyman. My goodness. He does not hesitate. He triggers. Well, look at number 2 right here. That's a big tight end out in the flat. Number 88, Marshall Lang. He's 6'4", just about 250, and met the stone wall that is Caleb Downs. Flexing the muscles and then hitting the home run. The guy looks like an action figure.
The dude is going to haunt your dreams,
yes.
Jake. 3rd and 8. Lausch sandwiched. Cody Simon. 4th down coming. Crowd's coming alive. It's 4th and 10. Lausch across the middle, broken up. Igbinosun got his hands on it. Ohio State football. It's the 6th time Ohio State has played in a major league stadium. Judkins better than 6. Put it in the belly. There is a huge hole. Henderson in that offensive line are moving now.
I think he heard us. There's that first 2, and a great job just opening this hole. Look at the inside of the Buckeye offensive line.
Could have fit a semi through that hole.
Yeah, it was a good job by Josh Fryer just running his feet at right tackle and washing down Northwestern's defensive end. And then Travion Henderson, he's got that pop and juice when he gets out in the open.
Gain of 19 on that play. Howard to pass. Howard to the backside to Henderson, who makes the catch. A stutter step and out of bounds. A guy that big and that size is not supposed to have moves like that.
That's pretty, man. That's so good. Travion Henderson, an underrated part of his game is in what he's developing into is a really nice pass catcher. Last week he ran a slant and go, a double move. Get him matched up against a linebacker. Good luck. You can see out in the open field, this guy's a tough guy to bring down. Quickness.
Put his head down. Grayson Metz was the one who was on the business end of that. Judkins will get the carry. Judkins breaks a tackle down the sideline, pushed out of bounds. Now the running game of the offensive line starting to dictate the tempo.
Yep, and a really nice job by Carnell Tate, their wide receiver. Watch number 17 right here come in. We're going to give you a couple touchdowns. Nice plays. Look at him seal that edge for Judkins to get up through.
$19 yards from Henderson, 17 on that burst from Judkins.
I always felt like wide receiver blocking was a good indication of your team culture.
Judkins gets it again right side. Judkins to the 15-yard line.
He took a knee right to his tricep. Probably a dead arm situation. He was able to get up and walk off the field, which is encouraging.
Gonna toss outside. Jeremiah Smith brought down. Good to see him back on the field. Remember, he left, and that left ankle is taped heavily.
It's worth mentioning as we see G. Scott go off the field, Jeremiah Smith back in the game. Here we are halfway through November, but if the season goes according to plan, Ohio State still has 7 more games potentially to play. So part of this is keeping your team healthy and fresh into the later parts of the season. This is an NFL schedule in this version of today's college football.
Shared carries between Judkins and Henderson. That is so critical right now. Out of bounds. It's either going to be incomplete or nothing there. Good coverage from Braden Turner. Sets up a field goal try for Ohio State.
It's good to see for Ohio State the run game coming to life on that drive. But ultimately, this is where Northwestern is strong. Really stout red zone defense, and You know, for them, it was about making sure Ohio State didn't get inside that 5-yard line where they're virtually impossible to stop.
28-yard try from Fielding, and it's up and good.
Makes sense.
Remarkable. Banks of Lake Michigan, the banks of Lake Erie in Cleveland. Set up shot from the 25-yard line. Put on the belly of Joe Hyman, and he's close to the 30-yard line. Could run this thing down to end this third quarter. We'll see what Northwestern does. About a 2.5-second difference between the play clock and the game clock.
Seen some guys rotate in. Number 92, Caden Curry. Number 97, Kenyatta Jackson. Working depth, as we mentioned. It's a long season. Hero Canoe.
Hyman in the backfield. Lausch had it on the ground. Lausch able to jump on it. And that will end the third quarter. It's time to stretch at Wrigley. 31-7 Ohio State.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back for his root. Root for the cat. If they don't win, it's a or it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Now let's get some touchdowns on
Corey Wooten, former Northwestern football player, played for the Chicago Bears. I was just waiting for the beer snake to get going out in the bleachers. I mean, that's what Cubs games are all about. No beer snake yet. There's one. Great job, Andrew Blaustein, our director here. Looks like they just started their beer snake. There's a fine art to getting the right participation and the right cup usage. 4th and 10. Runner back to punt again for Northwestern. Downs is back to receive the kick. Made a man miss and is tackled just across the 20. Up
I'll carry it if
Wrigley.
we have to. All right, I just want some dessert.
I got you. We'll make a pit stop for you. Judkins stays on his feet and then brought down. McEuline. And handoff. Judkins bursting through that line. He is near the 35-yard line. It will be a first down for Ohio State. Judkins and Henderson, the two-man dynamic duo. A lot of selflessness between those two guys, and they are totally good with it.
And again, that's really, it's a great example to talk about who this team is. Travion Henderson, you talk about selflessness. He's not worried about his individual stats. He's here to win championships. And, you know, talking to Ryan Day, gave us some insight that Ryan called Travion actually and asked him, is he okay with this? Travion, without hesitation, said, absolutely, coach. He knew Travion's great. His problem has just been able to stay on the field for the majority of the season. So now they're splitting carries. It keeps both of these guys fresh, which again, this is a long season. It's going to be critically important as we enter playoff territory.
You know, Jake, and somebody who's dealt with this before, how the body takes such a beating over the course of a year to have two guys absorb that and not just give it to one guy over the course of the year. As you mentioned, 4 potentially bonus games. Howard throwing deep, looking Tate's way, and it's incomplete. Getting his hand on it was Fussell. Flag down in the defensive backfield.
Illegal substitution. Defense, 12 men on the field at the snap. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
Howard Pitches to Judkins. Judkins couldn't get out of the grass. That was a great tackle. Henderson back in the backfield on 3rd and 2. Howard to the corner. Abuka. Incomplete pass brings up 4th down.
Josh Fussell in coverage once again. Redshirt freshman, so he's young. He's going to continue to get better over time. He's been in great position all day long, though. Another example of that there. Great position is just Ohio State's wide receivers have made plays and contested catches, but Fussell, redshirt freshman, number 13, Evan Smith, the corner that's starting in place of Theron Johnson. Evan Smith is a redshirt sophomore, so they got some youth in the secondary and a great learning opportunity and growth opportunity against this Ohio State wide receiver.
Fair catch called for and made by A.J. Henning. 1st and 10, Northwestern get the freshman tailback Caleb Komolafe in the backfield. Lausch to pass, gets it to the outside. Kurtz with the catch and a 1st down for Northwestern. He got rid of it quickly. Gets it. Across the middle again, incomplete. In and out of the hands of Lang. Hancock on the coverage. This is such a great place to be in the summertime. Of course, you get the Cubs that are here, all the day games. And for those who don't know, I mean, you didn't have lights in this place until 1988. So, I mean, everything here for 81 home dates was a day game.
I did not know that.
1988, turn the lights on.
Chicago's a sports town, though. This population loves their sports.
Great, they brought football back to Wrigley. There is some trouble, and down goes Lausch. Sonny Styles.
They've been working this and trying this a few times. He's going to come right from behind the right side of that center. As we roll it right here, there he goes off the, in between the right tackle, the right guard. Jim Knowles has sent pressure. Finally getting home there for Sonny Styles. I know I've mentioned the athleticism. A converted safety has added some weight, but maintained that speed, as you can see there.
First sack of the year, low snap handled by Renner. This kick is making its way down to Innes, and Innes pulls it in. .30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific, only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Howard to the outside to Abuka. Fussell on the tackle. Giving 5 yards. Abuka with another reception. Just his 2nd of the day.
Will Howard's just been so steady all season long. Again, it had to fill that hole. Kyle McCord decided to transfer out. He wasn't the highest rated quarterback in the transfer portal, but in my opinion, he's just been perfect for this offense. He operates it so well. He's dangerous as a runner. And his leadership has really been key, Jeff.
Just expands the playbook for Chip Kelly as Henderson following his tight end. Another gashing run for Travion Henderson. And just his ability, Jake, and what he has gone through at Kansas State. His journey is unlike any other journey, right, to set him up for this situation to be successful.
It wasn't like the sexiest headline when Ohio State got Will Howard, and he just continues to get better every single week. His completion percentage is outstanding. 4 of his last 5 games been above 80%. He operates this this offense perfectly. And
good play fake. Howard gets it out of his hands. There's Henderson out of the backfield. A jump! Oh, man! We'll call it a Saquon Barkley, but he didn't turn around in midair. How about the hops from Travion Henderson?
And he's shown it all today. We've seen him dance down the sideline. We've seen him run some dudes over. Jumping over a dude. Michael, what's the vert there? 40 inches? 50 inches? Travion Henderson is just so special. He does that, but he's also a great blocker. He can do it all.
Peoples in the ball game, and he makes the carry, first carry of the ball game. With hops like that, Henderson could be robbing home runs here at Wrigley.
He could. He could do it all. Maybe compete for the Buckeye track team in high jump. Wow.
One play off, and Henderson right back in there. Jake, did you ever try and jump over a tackler like that?
No. I believe Socrates said, "Know thyself." That's not me. I think my vert is about 30. It's the most average vert of all time.
You lowered the pad level,
Yes.
is what you did.
Yeah.
Smart.
I don't have hops like Travion Henderson. I wish I did.
Over the middle, incomplete.
He got there early.
That's what Bennett Christian wanted. He wanted a flag, didn't get it.
Oh, he got there early. Coco Azuma. Watch this. Let's see when he makes contact. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's early. It's close, but he got there early for sure. Ohio State keeping their offense on the field. We haven't seen Will Howard run too much today. This could be an opportunity.
Just one carry officially. He's been clean too.
Two for two on 4th down.
Sprint left. Throwing for the corner. Looking Tate's way. It was incomplete.
Indiana would love to get to Indy.
0-0 against Indiana this year.
And this is a different Indiana team.
Lausch is free, and he'll slide down. They're going to give him the first down.
Much different Hoosiers team. And Hoosiers on a bye week right now. Came off a physical win against Michigan. More of a defensive battle for them in that game.
2 straight weeks that the Buckeyes are going to match up against a team that's coming off of a bye. Lausch throws it away. Had some heat on him. This Indiana team, and congrats to Curt Cignetti, by the way, signing a new contract today. Contract extension, 8 years, $72 million. Very, very deserved, yes.
They're the story of college football. You go to the Big Ten Media Days, they were picked to kind of finish towards the bottom of the conference. At most, people thought they had a chance to maybe be average, but Curt Cignetti, he tried to tell us.
Google me.
Yeah. And last December, he said, Purdue sucks. Obvious, that's their rival. Then he said, you know, he waited a second. He said, you know what, Ohio State and Michigan suck too. So I'm sure Ryan Day is going to be playing that video to get his team fired up ahead of next week's matchup.
Lausch goes down. I mean, he had a swarm of Buckeyes. C.J. Hicks was in there. Jackson was in there.
That's what C.J. Hicks does really well. You saw him coming right off the right side. Cam Porter was trying to block him, but he hit him with a nice little move. C.J. Hicks, linebacker, but really he's at his best downhill. I mean, there's a chance maybe he evolves to like an edge rusher, almost like Abdul Carter did for Penn State. He was a freak athlete, high-rated linebacker coming out of high school. Hasn't really found his role outside of now. He's kind of finding that role as a downhill pass rusher.
3rd and a mile, hits the tight end. Thomas Gordon slips a tackle, spins, and then brought down near midfield.
To go back to Indiana, that team, what's I think one of the big strong points for the Hoosiers is their belief in each other.
Yeah.
You know, like Cignetti, we mentioned, he says, Google me. He understands his process. They went to the transfer portal, brought in a number of JMU guys, brought in Curtis Rourke from Ohio University. So they felt they had the ingredients to have a special year. But every single week as they won and as they dominated, their confidence has grown. And it's almost like divine in nature, almost prophetic, how everything's led up to this matchup next week, Ohio State, Indiana.
Lausch across the middle, first down. Kurtz again with a reception. 7th catch for Bryce Kurtz, and it moves the chains on 4th and 12.
He loves that dig route. That's been the go-to route. It looked like Ohio State was playing single high coverage, meaning Matthews had outside leverage. So Kurtz was able to beat him on the in-breaking route.
Lausch again checks it down to Porter. Back to Indiana. A lot of people talk about their schedule. And I think that it's an empty argument, the way that they've been playing. Yes, I understand they haven't played the tough schedule like teams in the past have, but they play such good complementary football.
And they dominate. Like, okay, yes, I understand it at some level, right? They haven't played those high-ranked opponents, but they've dominated when they've had the chance.
flushed out and throws it away.
And one thing, we can look at common opponents, right? That's what we can do.
Playing football together for a long time. Third down for Lausch and the Wildcats. Lausch surveying. Back across his body. First down inside the 10-yard line. Calvin Johnson with a catch.
And then that's the second play outside the pocket.
First and goal, incomplete.
They feel good when he's on the field, and he's their future. What's always so impressive about the Buckeyes, and I knew this even from my days playing against them, is they'd rotate guys in, and it'd be a backup, and you'd watch the backup play, and you're like, wait a second, that's an NFL player. Like, they have NFL players sitting on their sidelines.
Pressure coming. Lausch got rid of it, and it's incomplete. Henning couldn't hang on. Lorenzo Stiles in on coverage, and Bryce West, the freshman, corner two.
It would be great for Northwestern if Jack Lausch could build off of what he's done today. He's got the talent, obviously, right? Like, he makes some nice plays with his feet, a great competitor, tough as nails. But if he can give this offense the accuracy and the decision-making that he's had for the most part today, Northwestern's a team that can be dangerous in the future.
Third and goal. Lausch in trouble. Down he goes. Arvell Reese. Then Jake Butt is going back to a Michigan game. This is incredible. He hasn't stopped. There's Lausch. Deep end zone. Kurtz, it's out of his reach. That was on fourth down. And Ohio State turns the Wildcats away. Number 33, the OG quarterback number.
Devin Brown has been vocal in saying, I'm here, I'm an Ohio State Buckeye.
Peoples a couple of yards short of a first down, and so my apologies.
No, but I mean, Nebraska's got a huge game against the Trojans today.
There goes Peoples right up the middle, taking advantage of all that work the offensive line has done in the second half, opening those holes.
Well, that's kind of to the point I made earlier. James Peoples is a future NFL running back, and here he is as a true freshman, just making the most of his opportunities. That's a great way to put a bow on this game, Jeff.
Northwestern had their first two drives. They dictated the tempo, and then a block punt turned everything around for Ohio State. They scored 31 unanswered points. Clean game from Will Howard. Running game got going. 2 yards difference between those two backs, and we saw some big plays from Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate.